Hello everybody, my name is Karl and I am a master trainer in Edubridge Learning Private Limited. So I welcome you all to this wonderful session. Thank you so much for joining my video session. So do not forget to like my video. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get access to more such amazing videos from expert trainers. So why are we waiting? Let's go to the session. So today's topic is average speed. So before we go into this topic, I just want you to verify that I hope everybody know the formula which I told you in the previous video about the formula for time, speed, distance. Again, I'll recall with that, which is I told you in the previous video using the magical triangle that distance is equal to speed into time. I told you in this certain way that distance is equal to speed into time. Time is equal to distance by speed and speed is equal to distance by time. Now, today's topic is average speed, where we are going to see how this concept will work. Here, before we get to know about average speed, right, the formula for average speed, which is very simple, I am writing this as AS, which is equal to total distance by total time. Total distance by total time. This is your general formula, which is very important whenever you solve any questions on average speed. Here, average speed will be having two things. One is when the time is constant, what is the average speed? And when the distance is constant, what is my average speed? So these two things. Let's start with distance is constant. What will be my average speed? Now look at this. For example, let's take a person. A person, let's take with a name called Ram. Ram is going to school from his home and he is coming back to home from his school, right? So here, when he go from home to school, right, he was traveling at a speed of 30 kilometer per hour. When he coming back to home from school, he was traveling at a speed of 40 kilometer per hour. Now I leave this question to you. What is the average speed of Ram? You might be thinking that I have 30 km per hour here and I have 40 km per hour here, which is simple. That 30 plus 40 divided by 2, that is how I can able to calculate average speed, right? If you are thinking in that way, then you are wrong. Now let me tell you, here, this have a distance where this distance is constant. This distance is same. The distance from the way he's traveled from home to school and then coming back from school to home, which is same, right? Two distance and then coming from distance, both will be same. So here, when you want to find average speed, as I already mentioned here, that the general formula for finding average speed, which is total distance by total time. So what is the total distance over here? When he travel in the morning, right, from his home to school, right, that is a D. When he coming back, that is another D. So D plus D, that is a total distance, isn't it? Total distance by total time. Do I have time over here? Time is mentioned? No. So, but time is equal to what? Distance by speed. So now what I can do over here is like, I can substitute D by S over here. But you can able to see it over there. I have what? 30 km per hour from home to school, and then school to home is 40 km per hour. What are these things? These are speeds, right? So D by 30 km per hour. No, in the morning, if he is traveling from home to school, he would have traveled in like this, like in a speed of 30 km per hour. But when he coming back to home, right, he would have traveled at a speed of 40 km per hour. So D by 40. So now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take D outside. If I take D outside, it becomes what? right? So here in the numerator, so I'll be having what? 2d by, if I take d out, it becomes 1 by 30 plus 1 by 40. So now what I can do over here, which is very simple, I can cancel this d's here. What will be getting? I'll be getting 2 by 1 by 30 plus 1 by 40, which is nothing but I can cross multiply each other, where there will be getting, which is 30 plus 40 by 30 into 40. This value goes up. Then I can write this as 2 into 30 into 40 by 30 plus 40. So that is my average speed, which is simply, if I take 30 as S1, speed 1, and 40 kilometer as speed 2, I will get a formula that 2 S1 S2 by S1 plus S2. So from this, I can understand one thing, that when distance is constant, I'll be getting a formula which is 2S1 S2 by S1 plus S2. Now, let me tell you another case. What if time is constant? When time is constant, which is works in a very simple way. Let me tell you how. I'll erase this part where this is a distance is constant. I will go with time is constant. What if time is constant? How will I able to find the average speed? Now let's take Ram and Som. So these two people, right? So Ram is traveling from one place to another. Let's take, no, instead of Som, right, let's go the Ram itself, right? Very easy, right? Look at this. Ram is traveling from a point A to point B, and he is traveling from point B to point C. Let's take in this way, right? So now what we can do is, let's imagine Ram is traveling at the speed of 40 kilometer per hour, and the distance from point A to point B is 120 kilometers. How much? It is 120 kilometers. Let's take this is 30 kilometer per hour. It will be quite easy for the calculations. So 120 kilometer is the distance from A to B, and he is traveling, Ram is traveling at a speed of 30 kilometer per hour. Now look at this. From point B to point C, the distance is 160 kilometers, and he is traveling at a speed of 40 kilometer per hour. So here, both the speeds are different, and I want to find what average speed of Ram. So how can I able to find this? Very simple, guys. Look at this. As I already know that the total distance by average speed is what? Total distance by total time. So average speed over here, which is what? Total distance. What is the total distance? As you can see it on the board, that 120 kilometers plus 160 kilometers, which is nothing but 280 kilometers. By what is the total time? Do I have time over here? No. Yes, very good. But how can I able to find time? I have the data where I can easily find the time. Where, look at this, A to B, what is my time? For example, 120 kilometer by 30 kilometer per hour. I have a distance which is 120 kilometers, and I have speed which is 30 kilometer per hour, which is nothing but I would have taken a time of 4 hours from, travel from point A to point B. The second one is, I have 160 kilometers and 40 kilometers, which is again, I would have taken 4 hours. So now tell me, guys, what is constant, what is same? Time is same, right? When time is same, in the previous concept which I have told you, in the previous concept I told you that the distance was same. Here, time is same. When time is same, very simple, you have to add and divide by 2. I'll be telling you how. Before that, as per the formula which is given over here, which is total distance by total time. The total distance here is 120 kilometer plus 160 kilometer, which is nothing but 280 kilometers. divided by the total time. Total time over here is for A to B, which is 4 hours, and B to C, which is again 4 hours, which is totally, it is 8 hours. So here the average speed must be what? 280 by 8, which is nothing but what? 140 by 4 and then 70 by 2, which is finally I'll be getting 35 kilometer per hour will be my average speed, will be the average speed of RAM.